Howdy, everybody. How's everybody? We're just hanging out tonight.
Happy Friday night.
Happy Annie Canada. It's a long weekend. What's the long weekend?
It is Victoria Day.
Victoria. Let's go down a little
is.
bit here.
Thank you.
So we don't look like little shorties.
What?
Little shorties we are. How's everybody? Hope everyone's doing really, really well. I'm looking leathery because I've been outside a lot. And Shannon's been just on the side here at the front door ordering, ending her sentences with "or else."
No, that's not exactly true. I have been
Pointing a lot.
the world's greatest supervisor.
Really good supervisor.
I've got really great supervisor skills.
Really good. Like, I'm serious, really good skills.
So I've excelled at that over the years. But
yeah.
he's kind of the outside, maintenance guy.
I like being outside.
And I actually have a little bit of a green thumb this
Yeah.
spring, summer.
What happened?
Well, we've got a lot of land here, and
Well, we have more land. We don't have a lot of land.
well, more than what we had in our last place.
Yeah, we've got like double at least what we had.
And we've got beautiful landscaping around us.
Great neighbors.
So it's we got to kind of make sure we clean up the weeds a little bit, fill in the patches of grass, and do all that great stuff.
So that's what we have to do. That's our story, and we're sticking with it. I'll put it down for you if you want. Yeah.
Thanks.
You might have to. Hold on. How do you do that? Live chat. There. That's it.
Oh, perfect.
I guess you have to press live chat.
Good evening. Hi, Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Irene.
Hi, Irene.
Nice to have you here with us.
Is that our Irene or?
Irene Brophy.
Oh, hi, Irene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to have you on here. We're doing the typical. I've been really, really busy with the house, and that's one of the reasons that all these great interviews we've had lately, I have not put up. So right after this, we've got a clip or 3 clips of John Anderson following this broadcast of talking about Vangelis, who we lost just a few days ago. Yesterday, as a matter of fact. And he talks about trying to get Vangelis on, and I know everyone used to say Vangelis, but it is Vangelis, on Tales of Topographic Oceans from Yes. And it didn't work. Rick Waitman had left the band. And he also talks about Friends of Mr. Carl and first meeting Vangelis too. So following this broadcast, we'll be putting that video up. It's a good thing I make a living with my mouth.
Hi, Alex. Canadian
Hey,
holiday
Alex.
is Victoria Day
Yes.
on Monday. So that is a Canadian holiday for us.
I can't keep track. I'm really bad at keeping track of holidays. I mean, Christmas, yeah, I got that one. New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, yeah, I got that.
Valentine's Day, you got that.
I got that. Well, you know what she wants? Every Valentine's. What do you want?
I just would like a massage. That's basically it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I walk in and I say, take your clothes off, let's go! And it's just a massage.
Sometimes the odd flowers is nice too.
Well, a lot of the times she won't let me buy her flowers. Shannon's funny that way. I don't know why that is. She just says, so I have to go home and buy the flowers.
Hi, Boogington, Thunderwood.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's been a tough week. Vangelis is an artist, as I said in the memorial, is an artist that I played a lot on radio, on AC, but, Chariots of Fire. And that's the only song I played on AC, but I played so much of his stuff when I was doing the NAC format, which is New Adult Contemporary, which is the wave format. WNUA in Chicago, KKSF in San Francisco did it. The Quiet Storm. I should put that down.
Calvin says, greetings from Cleveland, Ohio. Hi, Calvin. Melody R. Hello from Saskatchewan.
Hey, Melody.
John Adams, greeting from Connecticut. Hope you guys are well. Welcome.
Thanks for coming on.
Rich, hello from Savannah, Georgia.
Never been there, want to go.
And Chris says, hello, John and Shannon. It's 8:05 in Charleston, West Virginia.
Yeah.
8:05 p.m.
You know what? If we could do it later, and we still might do it later at 10 our time. It's 9:06 our time. If we might do that because it fits people on. We have a large base on the Pacific coast. We're on, of course, the Atlantic coast. I've dipped my feet I was raised in Atlantic Canada, so I'm very used to that. I met Shannon when I moved to Vancouver. What a move that was.
What a whirlwind.
Good move. 1997. Was it 25 years, honey? Or should I know
And
that?
counting. Dave says hello from stormy, rainy South Florida.
Oh,
Hi,
sorry to
Dave.
hear that. But it's spring, so it's a good thing.
Alex Knight says Blade Runner was another good Van Gogh
Yes.
track.
Yeah, a lot of people when Vangelis died were talking about Blade Runner, but there was just so much stuff, and I named all the albums that we used to play, L'Apocalypse des Animaux. There is one soundtrack that's not listed that I played. I'm not sure why it's not listed. And I was looking for my old playlist. Every station that I programmed, I would keep the playlist. It's good to have, just in case, right?
Of course.
If the format ever came back, I would jump to that format. I mean, college stations still play the Quiet Storm wave format, and it's internet radio's doing it. And the wave turned into a smooth jazz station, and so did the stations that I programmed. So,
Vincenzo says greetings from Italy. Hope you're
Hey.
doing well. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
James, happy Friday, Shannon, John. Hope everyone's doing well.
James.
Stefan says hello from Quebec City.
we say Quebec when we're French.
Timothy sees talking from the ballpark in Richmond on a 90-degree night. Saw Chicago last Saturday. Jimmy Panko.
Where is it?
Trombone is still amazing. A lot of energy. Great series with Mike Reno.
Thank you. And James, or Jimmy, yes, was always the hottest guy in the band. Remember, he had the big beard and the mustache. He was a real hot guy in the band. I remember going, I want to look like him. I want to look like that guy.
Gino says hello from Los Angeles. It's
Hey.
5:06. Glenn says good day, eh?
Good day,
JD.
A. We don't really say, Canadians do say A. We don't really say A.
JD says hi. It's me again from
Hey.
Tasmania, Australia. Good to see you both. Hi, JD.
Hi.
Getty. Greetings from Omaha.
Omaha, Nebraska.
That's
The home of American Gramophone, Chip Davis, Mannheim Steamroller.
Whew. And remember to click
Like.
on that like button.
Did someone remind us?
please.
Did someone-
No, I thought of that right now, but I'm sure someone's going to pipe in and say
It's so
something.
nice when you remind us to do something that we should be doing. Our homework is to remind people to like our freaking video.
Oh,
But,
hi,
yeah.
Surfer Boy. Good
Hey,
evening, John
Surfer
and
Boy.
Shannon, everyone from Boston.
Boston.
Nice to have you
I
on
love
board here
Boston.
tonight.
We've got to visit Boston this year. We've got
There's
to.
a lot of places we want to go.
Well, gas is a big thing. We're always getting invitations to people saying, hey, you're coming to Boston, come visit us or stay with us. And we can't really do that because, A, we don't want to impose on anybody. It was really nice. I remember we got all those invitations from England. And but we're not going to England this year, hoping maybe next year or the year after. Or as they say on Austin Powers, England.
Well, does anybody have any summer plans? Is anyone
Yeah.
online here planning to go away anywhere exotic? Maybe staying at home, doing a little bit of home renovations. We know all about that.
We know about that.
Love to hear what your plans are going to be for the summer as we're approaching.
We were talking today. We were driving our son to Costco, hoping he gets his driver's license on June 1st so he can drive himself. But we were talking. We saw these two campers, when we were leaving.
Oh, it was so sweet. There's back and forth talk and shop talk. Must be.
The wives, I don't know. I mean, you can't assume, but the wives might have been in their trailers, but probably inside Costco getting supplies. That's the real traditional statements. The guys are talking like cavemen outside, and the wives are getting, stuff. But they were both talking to each other and looking at either trailers. One guy had a fifth wheel, and the other guy just had a long trailer in the back of his truck. And Shannon says, well, that'd be kind of nice. And I go, Shannon, you're never going to let me buy a trailer. You like hotels. But even if we did do that, or some semblance of that, because we always look at the cube van kind of trailers, we'd look at that and we'd probably rent one. I mean, we have a
Totally rent.
big yard to put a trailer, but again, it's not that big.
Irene says, like. JD says, icy cold this way, 46 degrees Fahrenheit in Tasmania, Australia.
Oh, wow.
Winter is next month.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kim says, hi. Hi, Kim. Aaron, howdy
Kim.
from Maui. Nice to see where people are coming
Yeah,
from here.
we'll visit you in Maui. Yeah, we will. We'll bring the whole family. That's fine.
Boogington says, Mr.
Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how they spell it, but
Was a great song. I just don't want to mispronounce that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, hope you're well. Fraser J. John, love the new haircut, aka the Tubinator, and the T-shirt. Where's the fancy shirt? Ha ha.
I didn't. You know what? Since we've moved, do you know where the iron is? I don't know where the iron
No,
is.
okay. So since we moved, we have the ironing board, no problem. But we don't know where the iron went. So I'm out doing
Where's the
errands, and I'm
iron?
like, I have no idea. Maybe it's in storage.
All
somewhere.
my good shirts, the ones that I wear, they're never put in the
and they
dryer.
need to be ironed. So
Well, no, a lot of the nicer ones don't need to be. They're not. But the short sleeve ones need to be
well,
ironed.
the majority have a nice, crisp, clean look. It does
Yeah.
have to be. Surfer Boy said, John, I did a eulogy of my mom's funeral last week, and I used some of your words about losing someone you mentioned last week in the remembrance. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, and I'm sorry. Sorry about. Again, I don't know what it is. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross on Death and Dying. I remember, and I heard through the grapevine that she didn't die so eloquently, and no one can choose that because it depends where you're at in your mind, and no one knows what that feels like till you get there. So it's interesting. Long before I started losing people in my life, I started reading on death and how much of a complex thought that is to people, even though that's one thing you can bet on. We're all going to die, but it's hard for us to grapple with it. It's like like you ask a little kid, and the little kid, so yeah, but where's grandma? Well, she's gone to heaven. What's that? Well, and you try to explain that depending upon what you believe in. And then the little kid's going, yeah, but she was here yesterday. But of course, everyone was here yesterday, the day before they died. But the little kid just goes, yeah, but where is she? Hi.
Yeah, hi. Irene says, I'm getting ready at our daughter's graduation.
Oh,
we'll
cool.
be going to Wilmington, NC. I'm taking that's North Carolina for a week over summer.
Oh, good for you guys.
John Adams says, hey, I'm retiring this summer.
Hey,
Nice.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
We live in an area where half the people who live here are retired. And I'm not sure if that's anything I'll ever be able to do. If I did, it might be because I have to. I'm going to do less interviews, not this year or next year. But as I get closer to 65, I was telling Shani that one of the things I'll do is go on live a lot more and do interviews are really intensive as far as like I do an interview. I spend a few hours researching it. No matter how well I know the artist I research. Just before I go on, I listen to the album so it's fresh in my mind. But that's like 2 hours at least 2 hours. And then you got to cut it up, and it's a lot of work. And also, at that point, what we'll do is we'll bring artists on live. So once it's done, it's up.
Joe says, hello from rainy Fort Lauderdale, listening to old Steely Dan.
Steely Dan, right on. We were just listening to Dirty Work yesterday on the classic rock station. It's sort of what did I call it? The jack format, which is all over North America, was for a while. And I remember thinking, it's strange if someone was introduced to Dirty Work, they'd go, oh, that's Steely Dan, even though that didn't represent at all what the band would end up sounding like. A little bit, but.
Rich says, hi, 94 degrees in Georgia. Vincenzo says, are you guys going to do the Elvis movie? Do you guys like Elvis?
We're going to see, did I show you the trailer yet?
No.
Yeah, I was excited about it, and I put the trailer up on my Facebook, and everyone was kind of lackluster. I'm going, this looks really good. And everyone went, is that Baz Luhrmann, if I remember correctly? Because I haven't seen the trailer in a while. I think it was yeah.
Kim says, I'm staying home, working, and going to concerts this summer.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
That seems like it. It's nothing wrong with staying close to home. And
We haven't
doing
gone to a
things around.
concert yet.
Hike with Mike. Hey, Hike with Mike.
Hike with Mike.
Rick May, greetings from Bellevue, Ohio. I'm 70
cool.
years old, so I plan on staying retired. Be sure to hit the like button, folks. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you. That's really nice of you.
Love it.
We've been running into a few people who are 70, because that's 8 years older than me. Can you imagine? In 8 years, I'll be 70. And good for you. I hope I reach 70. I mean, we're living longer human beings for the most part. We'll see, right? Your parents are 80.
They are. And
My mother's 87.
Surfer Boy says, gas is outrageous. I just filled up today. Tell me about it. It's pretty crazy everywhere. Melody says, I'm retired and I love it.
Oh,
Nice.
Melody R?
Yeah.
Oh, you're retired. Good for you. I had no idea. Usually I'll try to paint a picture of some people, and Melody's on here a lot. I always have like a picture of people, and it's mainly because of the radio thing. And I think everyone does that naturally, of you imagine the listener, the classic rock guy. We used to call him Joe Lunchbucket and Evelyn Everybody. And then one day we realized, well, that's kind of disparaging a little bit. But that's just a normal, great listener who's with you all the time. And Melody is, of course. Thank you.
Boogington, any more drummer interviews in the pipeline, perchance?
I've just been, I miss Simon Phillips. And when I got a hold of John Zaka, who's Bobby Kimball's, he's going to do the film on Bobby Kimball. He's also his producer. And I said this a few weeks ago. I emailed, I text John. I said, hey, John, have you interviewed Simon Phillips for the Bobby Kimball documentary? And he says, I'm at his house right now. And I said, can you tell him that I want to get a hold of him? And he said, well, here's his number, his new number, or his number, which, Simon was okay with. And I never got back to him, so I'm going to get back to him. Simon's always busy.
Rich says, I'm going to Connecticut next week to visit my son in the Navy.
Oh, cool. Nice of you. Good. I mean, you never know, right? The thing about family is you never know. I've got family members that I don't talk to. Most of my family I talk to. And there's just some people you can't. But when you get along with people, you try to spend time. God, I'm overstating the obvious, but you never know, right?
Joe says, I turned 70 in February, just a number. Yikes.
Good for you, Joe, for you to be able to say that. Yeah.
James says, hoping to get hip replacement set up this year.
Is that a major? I mean, I know it sounds major, and pardon my ignorance.
You know what it is? I've known a few people that have had a hip replacement done, and some say it can take up to 6 months to recover. I've known a gentleman who had it done and was, basically up and at it after 3. Wow. I think it just really depends how you
at
heal
work,
with that.
at some of your work, yeah,
exactly. Fraser J, you are 64. Holy crap! Well, I hope I look like you at that age.
I'm 62. But, yeah, I might have done some bad math there someplace.
Fib45 says, dirty work is killer.
Yeah, but Dirty Work's a great song, but of course, Donald Fagen didn't sing that. And in the beginning, Donald Fagen he was kind of shy as far as being, he was sort of a reluctant lead singer. Of course, he sang on the first album, but it was just one of those things that happens an awful lot with singers. Once they get out, though.
Melody R says, I was listening to Eddie Money today.
Whenever I think of Eddie, I think of interviewing him. I was involved in a small interview with him in the 80s. I say that because I kind of connected another announcer to it. I said, hey, he was on the phone. I says, he's there. So the announcer wasn't ready. So I just ended up talking to him a little bit and started the interview. But it wasn't an official interview. The second one was a real interview. But he was very much the same guy when I talked to him maybe less than a year before he died.
Spiritual Psychotherapy Services says, greetings from Manila, everyone.
Wow, that's a title.
Greg says, just be happy you're not in Calgary anymore. It's 46 above.
Is it? Calgary, Calgary's, who do you root for with Calgary and Edmonton? I still prefer Edmonton. I spent 10 years in Edmonton, spent more in How long were we in Calgary?
16 years.
Mm-hmm.
Calgary was good to us.
Calgary was so good to us. The people were great.
Yeah.
I just had magic happening to me when I was in Edmonton. We talk about Vangelis. I was doing that NAC format at a little log cabin beside a station called CFRN, and I was given complete control to do this new age format when I was syndicating a rock station, a rock show across the country at the same time. So I had best of both worlds.
Eddie G's Music World, Dirty Work was a different singer than most of their hits.
Yeah, Palmer. What was his name? Dave Palmer? I forget what his name was.
Eddie says he's going to Rod Stewart.
Oh, didn't Rod Stewart cancel a lot of his dates?
Yeah. Boonington said, David Palmer sang Dirty Work.
Yeah. Thank you. I used to work with a guy. The reason I wanted to check is I hate when this happens. I worked with a radio guy called Dave Palmer. He was a news guy.
Oh, that's right.
Remember Dave? He was such
yeah.
a good guy. He just fell off the face of the earth. I hope he's still around. Not everyone goes on Facebook. And I thought Dave Palmer would be one of those guys. If anybody knows him, he lives in the Lower Mainland, or lived. I hope he's still there. I hope he's still alive.
Melody R says, I'm 60. Oh, my God.
There you go. And you're retired. Good for you.
Fib45 said, John, greetings from Jersey.
Hey.
Vincenzo, don't you think Kiss should retire already? Paul Stanley's voice sounds awful now.
Well, I haven't checked it out in a while, or him. But, retirement is one of those things that people keep coming. People keep coming to your show. What do you do? I mean, does he not know? I don't know. I don't know what he sounds like. I haven't heard him, like I said, in a while, so I don't know.
Eddie says, well, I am 62, retired, raising 2 10-year-old boys.
Wow. How did that happen?
That keeps you young.
I'm just curious.
And spry. Woo.
Is that your grandkids, or do you have a lady who was having kids? Well, I'm just saying it could be like my situation, because Shannon's almost 11 years younger than me. So
James says, I'm celebrating the 28th anniversary of my 39th birthday this July.
Good way to put it. Good way to put it. I like your style. By the way, still t-shirts for sale. Rock History Music t-shirts. I actually really like the Rock History Canada one. And of course, Canadians will buy that. That channel is now monetized at last. It took us a long time, but now we're making money on that channel. Rock History book t-shirts are available. That channel is monetized. So we've got 3 channels that are monetized, which is really nice. It makes a difference.
Rich saw Alice Cooper in April, and he's still killing it. Just saw Aaron Lewis, and he's also amazing.
Cool. The fact that I talked to Joe Bouchard today from Blue Oyster Cult fan, and Joe and his brother, they're still so plugged in. He's such a good guy. And then we started the interview, and Joe said, by the way, I watch a lot of your videos. You keeps popping up, and every time it pops up, I watch one. And he said, good work, John. You do your research. And I went, thanks, Joe. I bought a lot of your albums. His new album's really, really good. It's so well produced. You can hear it's coming out in June. But, when you interview someone before the hoopla of the album, they send you the album. And it's really, really good. It's Blue Oyster Cult-ish. There's like 3 or 4 songs that sound like Blue Oyster Cult.
Fib45, John, any word from Lukather pertaining to the big VH rumors last month?
No, I haven't talked to Luke in a while. I haven't even tried. They've set me up with the Bodines, Mark Harris, who handles them, set me up with a Bodines interview coming up, I think next week, or no, June 1st or something like that. So I usually talk to Mark about that, and I'm going to reach out to, and I keep saying this, to Steve Picaro. He wished us a happy anniversary. He's such a nice guy. Steve is just the salt of the earth.
Lucinda, hi, John and Shannon. Hi,
Lucinda.
Gina, 67, enjoy retirement.
Not there yet. I will retire, I think, eventually. It just depends. I find producing videos arduous. It's just difficult work for me. Like I just did this John Anderson one. I hadn't done one in a while. Chase does most of them, and he's working at Costco. So I put that together, and I went, man, I haven't put one of these together in a long time, because all the Mike Reno stuff, Chase put all that together. It was all him.
Glenn says, John, ever hear Donald Fagen Night Fly album? It's
Oh,
incredible.
God, yeah. I was in radio. We were playing it like crazy when I first got into radio. It's a great album. It's his best solo album, but there isn't a bad track off it. It's great.
JD says, when I think of UK musically, I think of Paul McCartney. Mm-hmm. And Booington says, I've been on big benders of 10cc and Pilot lately.
Oh.
Lord, I'm old.
Well, we had a 10cc interview with Graham when a year and a half ago, something like that. He was just a pleasure to talk to. And I asked him, any chance, because he doesn't record under the name 10cc. I said, any chance of you and Eric getting back together? And he said, let's just say no. He wouldn't go into it.
Lucinda says, you guys should check out a couple of electric bikes. We're having a ball with ours.
Really?
We were actually talking about cycling.
But
there's
a problem with that.
What? What's the problem?
Shannon won't go on a bike. She can ride a bike, no problem.
You know what? I have no problem riding a bike.
But?
I'm well versed. I'm a little clumsy.
You'd be fine. She broke her leg, and I told her that's just an accident.
Falling down, I don't know how many times
Twice
I've
at
fallen
work.
downstairs. It's if it's gonna happen, I'll make sure.
You make up with it by being really cute.
Yeah, so I just kind of, now I'm thinking, I just want to do things where all feet are on the ground and, less chance of...
If you don't want to ride a bike...
Less chance of,
So let's go horseback riding. I got lots of insurance.
Ooh.
No, well,
William says, I would love to visit Alberta. Alberta's a beautiful place. If you ever have a chance to go, please do. Eddie says, I'm in Montreal.
We're not there anymore. We're now in Moncton, New Brunswick. We lived in Alberta. I lived in Alberta most of my adult life after leaving New Brunswick.
Melody says, my autistic son Kurt turned 22 on the 18th. Nice.
Well, guess what?
Happy birthday.
24 for us.
Danica just turned 24 on May 13th. So.
Yeah.
Surfer Boy. I'm still on the fence about seeing McCartney next month. Tickets are pricey, but this may be his last go-around.
I think it might be with a few shows here and there. That's kind of the rumor. Elton John, too, after the Farewell Goodbye Ulrich Road tour, he'll still do shows. He said he probably, but he wouldn't do. He'll never do a major show, concert tour like that. I can't afford to go to Paul McCartney. I don't have that kind of money to. It's just not a thing. YouTube has been really good to us, but we when you're on YouTube, you watch your money. You have to watch your money.
Gerald says, I love the Pointer Sisters version of Dirty Work.
Have I heard it? We used to play, is it, I don't know if I've heard it. I look it up.
Ronnie says, on Memorial Day weekend, Nashville, Tennessee, former KISS members, Ace
Freely,
yep. Peter,
Chris,
Vinnie Vincent, Bruce Kulik will be in attendance for autographs, performance, and more.
Wow.
Many other guests. Wow.
That is so cool. Yeah, I'd like to get a nice Destroyer album autographed or Kiss Alive, the first one.
JD says, John, we'll be singing that song when I'm 64 in the year 2024 together, as we were both born in 1960.
1960, baby. Good team. I'm thinking of doing a thing that says, if you were born in 1960, and I would start with that year because it's in the pocket of the people who watch this channel. It's just so much work to do that. But here's the thing. Today in history doesn't really change. The only thing that changes are the new people who come on. The old stuff's static, but people die, right?
Fraser J. Sorry, John, 62. I'm 47, so I still wish to look like you at that age. That haircut really suits you. Very military.
Thank you. You know what? I went and I got... See, people always say, oh, you don't have gray. What is that? What is that? You can't see it when it's long. And I just dyed this. Obviously you can tell I've dyed it. It's dark. And this, but I don't dye my hair.
I give him heck every time because we had the countertops redone in our washroom and everything is white. And guess what? He goes in there with this dark Grecian formula that, I'm just going to wipe it off, honey. And then it splatters places.
Brand new paint.
And you can't.
Well, it came off though. We were lucky. We took it off pretty early. So.
Can't get off very well.
What, honey?
So I said, maybe pick a different room.
Be very, very quiet.
But
no, you know what I did last time? I took tissues and I went like that, and then I burnt the bottom of my face.
I said, be very careful. Maybe go to a different room next time. And what do you think happened? He went to the same room, the same spot.
But I didn't get anything on anything. Why are we talking about this? I don't know.
But-
I'm in trouble.
in trouble.
You know what? I was walking a while ago, and there's a new guy in the neighborhood. He's from Brazil. Really nice man. He's an engineer who specialized at one point in underwater engineering. It's strange, of putting big monolithic like bridge stems on, or whatever he did, something like that. And I said, "Oh, Marcos, nice to see you again, my friend. How are you?" And his English is a little broken, but it's pretty good. And he's just down the street here, straight down actually. And he says, "Well, I'm coming out here to get some time away, some peaceful time, if you know what I mean." I went, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, my wife's in there and she's got projects, so I'm having some peace." I said, "My friend, I know your pain. I know your pain. I love you.
Projects.
I love you. I love you, Shannon."
I've always got a project going. There's always
Shannon's an A-type personality.
there's always something in the works. So
Oh no, I've got to plug in my phone. We're gonna lose power. We're literally gonna go off the air.
oh my gosh. Sorry, we try to make sure we're all together and have all this ready, but Hike with Mike. I'm seeing my co-workers' local band this summer. I may join them on stage for a song or two. They're working at a local restaurant with a stage all summer long. Good for you, Mike.
That's so cool.
Yeah, good for you for getting it back out there. Cool. Surfer Boy. I had both hips replaced 10 years ago at the same time. Piece of cake. Knees are harder. I have heard that.
Really?
I've heard it's really difficult for knee surgery as well. Yeah.
I had no idea. One thing
Our friend Christian had double knee.
Oh yeah, Christian did.
Yeah, he's a trooper.
And Christian, we were in a Safeway one day, and you can buy those little gift cards. And we went in, and there was a gift card. I'm going,
And he was actually the picture on the gift card.
because he's a model. I'm going, "Isn't that Christian?" She says, "Oh yeah, he's a model." I'm going, "Wow, my buddy's on, he's on all kinds of stuff." Beautiful, beautiful looking man. He's just,
William says, more greetings from New Jersey.
hey,
Stephen says, morning all. Glenn says, John, I have had my right hip replaced twice. Not bad at all. I've heard the knee. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I think I've read that part already.
wow.
Boonington says, retirement for a lot of musicians equals dying on stage.
You know, it's the two things that we all know. I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know. They love it. It's hard to walk away from that kind of love that you get. Oh, little thing, and it's money. What does Steve Picaro say? He said it best: artists tour because they want to keep their stuff. That's how they make money.
Fraser J says, John, have you seen the David Palmer interview on YouTube about Donald Fagen wanting to become the full-time lead singer, and David was cool with it, sort of?
I should watch that. I remember talking about it in a coffee bar, having espresso very late at night with a few DJs from my station and a few opposing stations, because everyone thinks we hate each other. We know we hang out with each other. We don't care. I was my biggest surprise when I got in radio. One of my buddies said, Steve, he said, "Hey, we're going to go out to brunch with these guys." And I'm going, "Well, oh yeah, okay. Who are these guys?" And he'd say, "Well, they're from this station." And I said, we can do that? Because that was so green, right? It's my first job, and it was a major market job. I was lucky to start there. And I went, "Oh, I didn't realize we talked to each other." Well, he said, "Yeah, like we're just we're just guys, all in radio. We have a lot in common. We're all in radio."
Lucinda said, I just turned 37. Well,
Hey, happy birthday.
To you. M. Howell 99. I'm rocking the Rock History hoodie tonight in Boston.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Every time it's weird. Every time I go and I wear this, I'll have someone say, "Oh, what radio station is that? Is that a radio station or a book?" Hi, Danica. And you go, "Do I?" Like, I mean, I've got to explain. The second you go too in depth with it, it changes the energy in a room. Like, I would never go to a party and wear this. Like, I'm not gonna wear it but at the same time, I mean, if anyone should be wearing this, it should be me, right? But it's just because I started this channel. I was asking Joe Bouchard this. I ask everyone, right? Okay, you're in a dentist's office. The guy next to you says, "So what do you do?" And he says, "Well, I'm a musician. Okay, I told Joe, like I always, you've heard me ask many musicians this, so the next question is, have you done anything that I might know? And then the second you start naming a whole bunch of songs, he said, really, Don't Fear the Reaper is the big one. But he doesn't say Don't Fear the Reaper. He said, have you ever heard More Cowbell?
More cowbell.
You know, remember? I'm Bruce Dickinson, and I got a fever. The only thing that can cure is more cowbell. And he didn't even produce that, but so he says that, and a lot of people will say, "Oh, Don't Fear the Reaper," right? You know, and some people say, "Oh, are you on Saturday Night Live?" No. Oops. Yeah. Oops.
Pat Michael says Pat Paradise Rock Station just saw the band Megadeth for the first time. Not bad.
Oh, cool.
Chris says I'm wearing my Rock History T-shirt right now and Home Alone again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for, I mean, whenever we go into Teespring, and they're so expensive, and that has nothing to do with us. I just didn't want to put cheap T-shirts on there, but I'm going to go back in and give people a choice, because this is one of the, I find this one, well, it's cheap, and I got to make sure they're still selling this one. I can pick the quality of the T-shirts, but some people were complaining, going, well, you know, I want a higher quality T-shirt, so I'm going to change the description of going, you know, bargain or whatever, so people know. But this is like the cheapy one, and I find it really comfortable.
William says happy anniversary, John and Shannon. Thanks. Irene says my dad is 75 and still works full time.
Wow.
Melody says we sold most of our farm to retire and care for our son.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Boogington says
That's a big choice. You know, we moved from Vancouver where we loved it. We hadn't bought property there. We couldn't afford it at the time. And we moved to Calgary. Shannon just said, we're moving to Calgary for our daughter. And I said, well, I'm working for the number one station in Vancouver. It's the second biggest English speaking market in the country.
And now we moved to New Brunswick for family. So
yeah, but Shannon looked at me. She says, well, not for our daughter, John? I went, oh, yeah, I'm a bad dad. Yeah, of course we'll go for our daughter. And then the radio station said, oh, you can record it on the internet. That's admirable what you guys are doing. And I'm still on that radio. Today, I'm still, after I do this, after I put John Anderson's thing up, I'm going to go do it and record and then go pick up Chase.
Mark says, salutations from Utah. Hi there.
Hey. Always nice to have you here.
Swede Savage. Have you seen Triumph Rock and Roll, a Machine documentary?
Yeah. I watched it quite a while ago, and I watched it again when I interviewed Gil. Gil was the only guy I hadn't interviewed from the band. Mike twice. Rick 7 or 8 times. I've gotten to know Rick a little bit. And then Gil once. And Gil was great. He gave me an hour, a little over an hour.
Joe says, have you ever heard of a band called Pavlov Dog? They opened for Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah,
No,
1976.
No.
Surfer Boy says, that's a great t-shirt. I'm going to buy one. Thanks.
Thank you. People always say, how can I support the channel? You can super chat us on YouTube. But you know what? Times are tough. I always say, really just listen, watch the videos, watch the videos. Go a little, if you want to support us, go a little deeper with our older videos, subscribe to our other channels. If you check on channels and it shows our other channels. But it's got to be something you like. I always say, don't subscribe for the fact of just subscribing. And if it's not your thing, you know what I mean? If you're interested in Canadian history, in music, then subscribe. Or our longer form videos, go to Rock History Book.
JD says, why do people continue to work after 65 of age, John? I wonder, because life is too short and they should have a hobby instead of breaking their back still.
Well, Shannon and I, that's the line in the sand. Shannon's like not retired, but she's a mom again, full time. And you're, how many steps do you usually have in a day? Just to show you, for anyone who pays attention to their steps. Where are you at now?
I don't know. Today, I'm usually, I don't know. I can't read that.
15,037? 16,000
steps.
And we went out to pick up a few things today, but for the most part, she does that in the house.
So we were.
It's insane.
So we were just busy today.
Upstairs,
Very busy.
downstairs, the laundry room's downstairs, and I today. Listen to this. And I went walking 3 times. Oh, you walked with me this morning.
I did.
Just to give you.
Just look on there.
Oh, I keep forgetting how to
on
do
your
that.
watch that you got.
I press on this, and then I do this. Where's it? Where is it?
Should be right.
Stand, move. Oh, here we go.
There you are.
9.53 kilometers.
12,000.
Oh, 12,000
913
steps.
For those people who are step people.
I have to walk in the daytime or else in the summer a lot or I'll seize up. And I don't seize up at all in the summer. I'm just always in my best shape I can be. Well, more or less. As you can tell, I'm not bulked up or anything. I used to be when I was a kid, but weren't we all?
DRMWVR says, have you seen some of the live footage on YouTube where some veteran rock singers cannot carry a tune anymore? Would you comment on anyone you've heard that should hang it up?
I haven't really watched, and I'm not just being flaky or gutless here. I haven't watched anybody. I can understand the Paul Stanley comment, but I haven't seen him sing in a long time. Live, I'm trying to think of who have I seen that can't sing. You know, when Rick Emmett did the reunion, I was listening to him, and you know he wasn't reaching the notes, the high notes he could before, but he still sounded really, really good. In the documentary, because they surprised the fans with 3 songs. I don't know if I've. What about you? Who have you? I'm trying to think if I've actually seen. No, I don't know if I've. McCartney is he's having a go of it, that's for sure. But I love Paul McCartney. He's always been my favorite Beatle.
Gina says, I'm seeing Steely Dan May 27th in Los Angeles with Snarky Puppy.
Oh, God. Great band. You got to be a good musician to play in Snarky Puppy.
Driver 2616, good morning from Ireland. Hi,
Hey.
good morning.
Good morning.
Frank says, last concert I went to was Yes in 1994.
Wow. That's the last one. I think Heart was the last one we saw. And I'm still waiting for Ann Wilson to get a hold of me for that interview. I was in the lineup for an interview. I was in the key, as you would say. And I complain about this all the time because I love Ann Wilson so much. I just love Ann Wilson. And I asked her publicist, I'm going, is it still going to happen? Oh, no, you're still in the key or whatever she said. And I'm going, that never happened. And she talked to small channels and new channels she'd never talked to. And I'm going, maybe she just never got to us. But if anyone knows Ann Wilson, can you tell her we're cool? And we do have a lot of subscribers. We are a legitimate station. I am a legitimate broadcaster, even though it might not seem all the time.
Eddie says, last show, James Taylor and Jackson Brown, April 2022. And Driver says he's seeing Yes in Dublin next month.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I'm going to try. I mean, John's not with him anymore, but I'm going to try to track down John. I've got his contact information. John Anderson again. I'd love to talk to him again. We had a bad connection last time. And right after following this broadcast at 10 our time, I'm going to put up John Anderson from our last interview talking about Vangelis and Friends of Mr. Caro and him trying to get Tales from Topographic Oceans, the Yes album, trying to get Vangelis on that album. It's a really good clip. It's a few different clips.
David says, hi there, guys. Also, enjoy watching you a lot. Is there a subject that you don't like to talk about?
Politics.
That's correct.
You look really nice today.
Thanks.
I like when Shannon puts her hair back. I said, you have a pretty face. Show that face, baby. Yeah, politics. I was talking to Joe Bouchard about this. He has a new song called Conspiracy on his new album. And he says, how do you handle it when you're doing live feeds? Because he watches, I mean, he might be watching now, I don't know, of Blue Oyster Cult. And Joe says, I said, well, Joe, what I do is I don't talk about politics. I'm not an extremist in any way, either side of the pond, as far as political sides. But if someone gets on here and tells me the earth is flat, I'll tell them you're freaking crazy. Okay, you've lost it. Anyway, so.
Randy says Bon Jovi's voice is gone.
I heard one clip that someone sent me a video. I usually don't. If someone sends me a clip on Facebook, You know, everyone's got that, oh, is this you? And it's really a virus. I don't click on anytime someone sends me YouTube just because of that. So I'll take the title if it's embedded in the message, because you'll see what the message is, and I'll go look at it. Not that I had to tell you all that. But yeah, the one clip I saw, he was suffering on at least that night.
Randy says David Crosby has COVID.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Darren says, John and Shan, I wish I could flip your live streaming video horizontally so your shirt isn't backwards.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
That's true.
Fraser J saying, John, when is the new Kenny Loggins interview coming out?
I've reached out to them. I haven't heard anything back. It might not happen. I mean, I'm of the thought whenever I talk to someone that if I get them once, I'm really happy about that. I should try harder for the second interview. I don't usually, but I'll follow through on that again.
Angie F says, hi from Mississauga. Hi, Angie. Melody says, I ordered a purple t-shirt and a tank top.
Hey, I love the purple t-shirt. Yeah. We've got some coming in from all the channels. And now, because of Rock History Canada being monetized, we can do live feeds on that. And we're going to start doing Today in History on Rock History Book. I'll just go on there every day and say, okay, in 1995...
JD says, hey, John, when you go to the UK eventually, who do you have in mind to see there? And how long would you be there for?
I'd have to plan for it, and I don't do a lot of live. Doing live interviews is just, you've got to try to get the biggest artists you can, because you've got to go to their house, and there's formalities, and you've got to set up, and you don't know what they're going to throw at you. So I don't know if I would ever do, I don't know if I'd do interviews while I'm on vacation. I don't think I would. It's so easy now just to get on, you know, to get on, to do videos like this. People say, oh, don't you want to meet them in person? I'm going, yeah, but it's okay.
Jason says, hey, just got off work. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Jason.
Carrie Crouch. Hey, John Shan. Hey, Carrie. Nice to have you on.
Hi, Carrie.
Boogington, did you ever interact with B.B. Gabor?
No, but it's so strange you just say that. I was in a music store today. There was what's that white B.B. Gabor album? It's just him in black and white, and it's white. And I went in there to this used record store, and, well, it was a bargain. It was like Value Village kind of thing. And there was the first one right there. I'm not a fan, but I went, that's the only, most of the albums on there were very Christian oriented, because it was a Christian kind of place leaning towards, excuse me. Oh, yeah, my t-shirt's backwards. Must be a way of doing that, fixing it.
That's right.
That's right, JB. I'll fix it next time. That's so weird. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm just going through a few here as we're going to be closing up in a bit. So sorry if I miss anybody as I'm going through.
Hurry, folks.
David says, John, any plans to interview Todd Rundgren?
Todd Rundgren, I just saw a headline. Do you guys see that headline of going, he's like become a record store favorite now. A lot of people are rediscovering his music, where most of us, of course, knew him going way back. But having said that, to me, his late 80s album, Nearly Human, is still my favorite. I just love that album. The One of the Nail. Oh, my God. That's such a great song.
Pause to purr. Any news from Steve Lukather? Love his interviews with you.
No, I haven't talked to him in a while. I'd like to talk to him again, but last time I was told by Mark Karras, who handles them, he says they're only doing regional interviews right now. And then he also said that as far as he knew, David Paich was working on a solo album. And David's on the road with them off and on. So there you go.
JD, McCartney played some great bass notes in Beatles and with Wings' silly love songs. And today, most seen him in concert for the sake of the Beatles and his clever bass notes still.
Yeah, he's to say he's a genius is overstating the obvious, but he really is. And again, I'd go see him. He's coming to Halifax. Oh, I need a new good crack on my neck. Shank, you just punch me in the head. What? Oh.
Eddie says, I met Rundgren after a show in 2007. He was in a rush.
I saw him in Blaine, Washington, and I've said this many times on this channel. He got on stage. I never recognized one song he played. He just says, I'm going to play a lot of obscure songs tonight. And he went, hi, thanks for coming. Welcome to Blaine. He said, Blaine. I went with Nancy Zaskew, and I think she had tickets.
I remember you telling me
Nancy
that.
used to work for A&M Records. She was a great record rep. Nice lady.
David said, I heard Mecca doesn't sound so good anymore, but he's almost 80.
Oh, the Macca. Yeah, Paul McCartney. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't watched anything from him really. Like I said, I've watched a video where he was hurting a little bit, but not a lot. I haven't watched a lot. I don't like listening to them when they're that old.
Rob Cochran, how about doing some artists that are under the radar as far as mainstream? For instance, the Poussette Dart Band.
Yeah.
John and his band are awesome and still at it today.
The problem with that section, the problem with that is they don't get hits. It's a difficult thing. I interviewed Holly Montgomery the other day. She's a great Americana folk rootsy artist. And I did because she stopped me in my tracks, and I was embarrassed that I didn't know who she was. And so the people who handle all the West Coast artists, Kenny Loggins, sent me this, and they said, hey, would you be interested in talking to Holly? So I stopped and I went, Holly Montgomery, I've heard of her. So I went in and I listened to her, and she just blew me away. I thought, oh my God, this lady, where's this lady been my entire life? And as you could hear from the interview, we just had a great time. And I'm going to put the interview up on Rocky Stream Music, but I know that because my audience doesn't know her, not because she doesn't deserve it. It just won't do well. And now and then I've got to do that, but putting an interview together is just so much work that I have to pick and choose what I do. And as the years go by, it's just becoming harder and harder to put a whole bunch of interviews up. Like I'm like a train now. I'm starting to go a little faster. I'm ready to do a whole bunch of different ones that I did. Jeff Skunk Baxter is finally coming up this weekend. That took a long time. And Gil Moore and, oh God, I'm just... Graham Bonnet. There's a whole bunch of them we just did.
Glenn, John, do you think the Wilson sisters will ever perform as hard again?
I don't know. I hope so. I just love Ann and Nancy. I think Ann Wilson is one of the greatest singers, not just female, greatest singers of all time. She just blows me away. When I saw her in concert, she gave me goosebumps over and over again.
Rick May chimes in. Concerts I went to were in the early 70s while in college. Got to see Yes, John Sebastian, Jethro Tull, Captain Beefheart as the opener, and Sha Na Na with the OJs. Weird combination.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you for sharing.
Jeez. That's like a greatest hits of all kinds. It's like I always say weather's greatest hits, where you get snow in the morning and then you get rain and it's cloudy and it's sunny, and Weatherman's greatest hits.
Angie F. says, looking forward to the future interview with Jeff Coffey and Keith Howland, I hope.
Oh, Jeff reached out to me just before we moved here, and now he's playing with a few different Chicago alumni, including Danny Serafin. I'd like to interview Danny, but Danny had a mild heart attack, but he's okay. I think he had a stent put in. I should contact Jeff. Jeff sent me his album just before we left Calgary. Jeff's always a nice interview. He's such a classy guy. Oh, my God. Hey, isn't he sweet? Yeah. You were with me when we interviewed Jeff Coffey when we did the live thing. Didn't we do a live thing with Jeff? Yeah.
David says, Rick Emmett is a smart musician and transposes the old songs down and sounds good. His guitar playing is great as ever.
Yeah, I like Rick. Well, we were listening to Magic Power today on the radio on the classic rock station, and I was listening to his vocals. I went, I just love his voice. I love that man.
And David also said your Jim Messina interview was outstanding.
Thank you. And by the way, that noise beside was Danica too loud. Danica too loud. She has a program on her iPad that she talks through, but she'll repeat the word over and over, being autistic.
Because she does crossword puzzles word search puzzles, and then she'll print out what the word is, and then of course have it repeat. several times. So that's what you kind of hear in the background.
So she was I was at the end of the table and she was in the middle of the table and she stims. She was making, people said, my God, why are you doing an interview with a dog there? And they didn't mean that in any derogatory fashion, because I would imagine if someone didn't know, because she's not speaking words. And I said, listen, I understand. I didn't erase the comment. I said, I understand why you would think that, and please don't be upset. But that's just my autistic daughter, and she makes funny noise. But I completely understand, and the person got back to me and said, "Oh my God, no, it wasn't meant to make you feel bad, really." And it's a valid point, because it did sound a little bit like that.
And for us, we always need to have her nearby. She also suffers from epilepsy and seizures, so we just always have to kind of
like she's right there.
We have to have her in eye view. So
yeah,
thank you, and sorry if that does get monotonous.
Yeah. So, and on Friday nights, the only Friday night live we did downstairs was when our son Chase was off on Friday night. He usually works as he's working tonight.
It's a little bit of a reprieve for us, right?
And now sometimes we can't do it because she's having a bad night, and she's very vocal when she's having a bad night, without words, but she's vocal.
JD says, now for compliments, if Rita Coolidge sat next to you, John, they would take it for Shannon.
I don't see it, but sure, I don't see that. I don't see that she looks at all like Rita Coolidge, and but Rita Coolidge is a talented, pretty lady.
When I was younger, I got Alanis Morissette. I don't know if it was just the dark long
If you saw, I think if you saw, I don't know, for copyright reasons, I always have to be careful.
Yeah, I would maybe not.
Yeah.
Let's see here. James says, hope tomorrow finds life loving you. Thank you,
thank
James.
you. That's sweet.
Very sweet.
Appreciate that. You too. I'll be digging weeds. Our front yard's full of weeds.
Tracy said, whatever happened to Billy Squire?
I think he's still doing his thing. There was so many missteps in his career, I think. I remember at that time people looking at his videos, and I worked at a warehouse at the time just before I got into radio, and people saying, he's too flamboyant. I went, well, I don't know. It's Billy Squire. That's how he moves. If he moves that way, that's the way he moves. And they got mixed messages, I think, about his image. And I went, I don't know. I think his videos are fine. They never really bothered me. But a lot of rock stars, he didn't move unlike Mick Jagger in that way.
Darren says, look forward to the Jeff Baxter interview and hope my question was asked.
Which is your question?
I don't see.
Oh, right there. Well, but he didn't put it in.
No, he didn't.
I don't know. I didn't get to a lot. I'm talking to him again. Hopefully, I think he's off the road now. I'm not sure. But he got a hold of the publicist and said he really enjoyed the interview. He says, I really, you know what? Seeing myself backwards, I can really see how my goatee's crooked. Anyway, it's crooked, damn it.
Gerald said, I saw Rita Coolidge in concert with Chris Christopherson when they were married to each other in 78. I love your channel, John and Shannon.
Thank you. I had the, what is it? Anytime, Anywhere. What's the name of that album? We're Higher, and We're All Alone on it. I bought that. I think I got it from the Columbia Record Club. I had that.
And thank you, Dave, for saying, come on, people, hit the like button. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Thank you. But what I'm going to do after, because we've got to wrap things up, I'm going to put and please check it out, the John Anderson clips from, I say in the interview it's under a year ago, but it was more than a year ago. I was just, go ahead, sorry.
Darren says, my question was if Jeff Baxter's guitar documentary from 1991 would be reissued.
No, I did not ask him that, but I can ask him that because I've got the questions. All the questions that people ask, I just basically copy and paste them, and I make sure that I use your username or your name on Facebook if it's a Facebook question, so that, I think it's honoring your question when I say, oh, Frank so-and-so from so-and-so asks, and a lot of the time the artist will say, well, Frank, which is kind of nice, but no, I didn't ask that, but I'm talking to him again. I'm not sure when. I got to follow up on that.
Surfer Boy, thank you, John Shan. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We've really always appreciate coming here on a Friday night.
Shannon looks forward to it. In the old days, Shannon would go, okay, I'm not sure, because she wasn't used to just now you're comfortable I was going to say on stage, but on camera. But in the old days, it was kind of like, oh no, I have to like present. And then I said, you don't have to present. You just basically, I present more when I'm doing my videos. Since I haven't done one in a while, I was doing one today and watching the John Anderson Vangelis one. I went, I really do present, but I'm a broadcaster, so that's what I do, right? So I was radio guy a little bit when I do that. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
JD says, thank you both for coming on today. It's a blessing from God to see your channel and you both.
Thank
You so much.
Oh, Danica wants you.
She does.
A 10. Okay, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you next Friday.
We're trying to get to 100,000. Please subscribe. Take care of yourself, okay?
Thanks. Bye.